They're off. All coming away to a good start.
And down the stretch they come. Giveaway wins!
And welcome to a brand new edition of Monmouth Racing Today at Monmouth Park. I'm your host, Mike Curci. And yes, the excitement is building for California Chrome's run in the Belmont Stakes, possibly the first Triple Crown winner since affirmed in 1978. You can watch and wager right here at Monmouth Park. And of course, take a close look at those 3-year-olds in the Belmont, because you never know which one is going to be here on Haskell Day, going for the $1 million purse on Sunday, July 27. More on the Belmont later, but right now let's take a look back at last week's stakes race.
1 furlong to go. Party All Night Long's got a 2-length lead. Gunfighter, Saucy Don, they're all giving chase. Party All Night Long finishing strong. And Party All Night Long prevails by 3 lengths in the end.
The fractions were a little snappy there, 21 and 3. What were you thinking?
Well, I was thinking they were real snappy, and I just hope he had enough left to keep on going, and he did.
We both were trying to win O'Reilly for the first time, and this horse had some problems as a younger horse, and Eddie just took his time and brought him back and kept him going sound.
Here's what's happening this weekend at Monmouth Park, June 7th and 8th. Saturday, it's the Crank It Up Stakes, part of a 12-race card. 3-year-old fillies taking center stage in race 12, followed by the Belmont Stakes as California Chrome looks to make history. On Sunday, join us for our Irish Festival and the Grade 2 Monmouth Stakes. And coming up, we'll talk with a trainer who knows the Triple Crown Trail. Joe Orsino saddled Red Bullet to a 2000 Preakness Stakes victory. He'll talk California Chrome and more next. Everybody's going to Monmouth Park this weekend. It's a day of Irish music, dance, and a little blarney at the 44th Annual Irish Festival, Sunday, June 8th. This is fun. This is Monmouth Park. We're here on Monmouth Racing Today, joined by Joe Orsino, who trained Red Bullet to the Preakness Stakes victory back in 2000, and fond memories still, I'm sure.
Yeah, it'll never go away.
Let's talk about the Triple Crown Trail and how tough it is and what California Chrome has done to this point to get through 2 legs and now going on to try the Belmont. What are your thoughts?
You know, I wasn't a California Chrome believer until maybe yesterday when he breezed, because I thought he had a really good trip in the Derby, and I'm a big believer in the Ragusan numbers, and he ran a 7 in the Derby, which is not very fast. He just was the best of probably just a mediocre bunch. I hate to use that phrase. But then he came back in the Preakness, and I really thought that horse Social Inclusion just looped right up to him, looked like he was going to go right by him. And that looks like that he got a little tired, and California Chrome sustained his run and won. But now, the way he's training at Belmont and the way he worked the other day and galloped out, tremendous. I'm a big gallop out fan, and I tell you, I believe in him now. I mean, I'm not getting on board late, but he looks like might be able to pull it off.
The distance, no problem at this point for him?
Doesn't look like it. You know, it's a mile and a half. It's the first time they're all going to be asked to go a mile and a half, and they'll never probably get to go it again. And you know, I think if it fatigues him, it will. You know, the rest of them are going to feel the same thing that he's going to feel. So he's a very fit horse, and he's more the now horse than any horse in there, I think.
Let's talk about your barn, and you have some pretty good stock this year. Tell us a little bit more about what you have back there.
Dude, it's a very exciting time for my barn, because I'm loaded with some babies, which I've never really carried this many babies that I have now. So I'm happy with that. And we came up with a top sprinter, a horse named Happy My Way. He won the Maryland Sprint Handicap. You know, Mr. Pakoff purchased him as a 2-year-old, and we sold half of them before that race to a good client, Sagamore. You know, they're big in the business. So we're kind of working backwards from the Breeders' Cup Sprint right now, because you know, he looks like he's that kind of horse.
Well, that's good to hear. How about some of the young horses that maybe you haven't seen on the track yet as far as racing is concerned? A couple of names there that you can throw out? Yeah,
you know, I'm running one actually in the first baby race here. Her name's Callie 37. She's really trained well. She's a nice filly, and she's doing everything right. It's an 8-horse field. She drew the 8-hole, which I like. And she looks like she's okay, and she's going to be a nice filly. I've got a midshipman colt. His name is Midterm Exam. That he's just done everything right up to now. So if he goes forward and keeps progressing, develops the right way, he looks like he could be any kind of colt.
When you talk to trainers that have young horses that are developing like yours are, you can feel the excitement in their voice. There's something that keeps you going, doesn't it?
It really does. Yesterday I ran a horse, and I thought the horse would run well, and he was a bad fifth, and we gave good money for him, and I was a little down and dejected. I take it a little probably more to heart than most, but this morning I worked this 2-year-old, and that all went away. It's like, wow, this horse looks for real. So, it gives you hope.
We look forward to seeing the babies on the track and the rest of your stable. Thanks for joining us here.
Thanks for having me.
All right, Joe Orsino here on Monmouth Racing Today. More coming up. Tired of standing in line to place a bet? Monmouth Park's mobile wagering platform eliminates lines and brings wagering directly to your mobile device. Sign up is simple, takes less than a minute, and can be done at any mutual teller. Simply deposit your daily bankroll and your mobile account is instantly created, allowing you to bet all day from the comfort of your picnic table, grandstand seat, or parterre. For more information, stop by any guest service or welcome center.
He's just a great horse. He's a freak. I mean, with breeding an 8,000 mare that one race in its life to a $2,500 stud, it's just great for racing. You have a better shot of hitting the mega than getting a horse like that. He's the real deal. He could definitely win. I mean, that Preakness was a tough race, and he's proved he doesn't have to be on a lead, that he could, lay third, second. There's only been a handful of horses that go 1.5 miles on a lead. A handful. Winning Colors, Bold Forbes, Riva Ridge. I mean, but he doesn't have to be on a lead. He can sit, stalk like third. And listen, he's the 12th horse that's gone into this race winning the first 2 legs. And I don't know anybody that's not rooting for him to win the Triple Crown, because we need a shot. Racing needs a shot in the arm, and he's it.
It's time for this moment in Monmouth history. 49er versus Seeking the Gold in an epic Haskell battle.
Now Seeking the Gold in front by a head. Along the inside, 49er. Private Terms in the middle of the track, and Primal. And down the stretch they come. Head to head, stride for stride. 49er on the rail. Seeking the Gold on the outside. 16th of a mile to go. Noses apart. 49er and Seeking the Gold. Wow! Oh, what a finish! But I believe it was 49er by a nose with Pin Kai. And on the outside, Seeking the Gold was second. What a finish!
The legendary Dave Johnson on the call. 49er edges Seeking the Gold in 1988. They were both sons of Mr. Prospector, born in the same barn. 49er was the 1987 2-year-old champion and was runner-up to the talented filly Winning Colors in the Kentucky Derby. Everybody's going to Monmouth Park this weekend. It's a day of Irish music, dance, and a little blarney at the 44th Annual Irish Festival, Sunday, June 8th. This is fun. This is Monmouth Park. We are on the Monmouth Park backstretch. Mike Curci along with Greg Sacco. And Greg, when you take a look at the Crank It Up this weekend, you have Elusive Cowgirl giving it a shot. Tell us a little bit more.
We purchased her privately out of Tampa Downs, and she came here, nice little filly, well bred by Broken Vow. She won at First Gasking, a claiming race. She was impressive, but she had won on the turf last year at Ellis Park, breaking her maiden. And so we're giving it a shot. It's straight 3-year-olds, and we'll give it a shot.
And what do you think of Jubilee on Sunday?
Jubilee is a nice filly. She's Charlie Millionaire's big sister. She ran second after about a year layoff. She had a torn muscle behind here last year and a training mishap. And she ran a nice second to Eddie Broom filly that had been running all winter in Florida. And we were about 85–90% ready for that. I think she should move forward in a big way for Sunday.
All right, let's talk about the big horse, the Belmont Stakes. Every trainer seems to have an opinion, and you certainly have had your share of good horses in the past. What about California Chrome? Can he get it done?
I think so. I think that the Triple Crown seems to have taken nothing out of him. Looking at him on HRTV and training, he's just a strapping horse. The Connections have done a wonderful job with him, and he seems to be a horse that's thriving with the grueling Triple Crown process. There's a couple horses, Tonalist of Christophe Clements, Wicked Strong, and maybe like a Ride On Curlin. They're nice horses. Samrat of Rick Violet, certainly not a slouch. I mean, very, very nice horse. I just don't think that they're in the same caliber of California Chrome. I think he stands out, and I think we'll finally have a Triple Crown winner after 36 years.
All right, Greg, thank you. We'll talk to you again.
Thank you.
All right, much more coming up on Monmouth Racing Today. Stay with us. Brand new for the 2014 racing season, the William Hill Race and Sports Bar is located on the first floor of the grandstand and features over 100 flat-screen HD TVs and a lavish granite-top bar. Stop in any live racing day to play our season-long free sports contest for the chance to win great prizes. It's the perfect place to watch the big race or the big game. The new William Hill Race and Sports Bar at beautiful Monmouth Park. Welcome back to Monmouth Racing Today. Our special guest and one of the best handicappers in the business, Brad Thomas, alongside, who has done well in the past with some big long shots in the Belmont Stakes. I know that you're looking at this race, and I think most of the racing world, Brad, is rooting for California Chrome, 4th Thoroughbred Racing for the first Triple Crown winner since affirmed in 1978. But there are some other horses in here. How do you see this race?
I think California Chrome will be limited by the 1.5 mile distance. I think he's coming to the race great, but I think the distance is what's going to get him. Looking at the other horses, Tonalist is certainly the now horse. I think he's a fabulous animal. I was a little concerned with how pulley he was rushing to the lead in the Peter Pan. I think Commissioner is a horse who really wants to go 1.5 miles. It's just a case of if he's actually fast enough even to beat these horses, grade ones at 1.5 miles. Wicked Strong has come into the race fantastically, who lives at Belmont, trains there every day, ran well in the Derby and gives every indication he's a true distance horse. Metal Count is a horse who's by Dynaforma, has a lot of pedigree that supports his distance prowess on the dam side. He had some trouble in the Derby. I can see him moving forward as well. Commanding Curve, who ran great, making the last run in the Derby. That's often not the best move in the Belmont Stakes, but he's reportedly training very well. And Master Command, his sire, an AP Indy stallion, is deceased now, but is one of the foremost stamina influences in the country today, I believe.
When you take a look at this race, before we let you go, as far as the importance to racing at this point, what are your thoughts there?
Well, I think certainly a Triple Crown winner is something we all would like to see at some point in our lifetimes, but it's not something to be forced. If California Chrome is good enough within the context of his crop, he will win and we will have a Triple Crown winner. If he's not, we won't, and we'll keep on waiting. That's the beauty of the Triple Crown. It is so hard to actually achieve that if you win it, you are great, you deserve the accolades. If you're not, then you're just very, very good. You didn't make it.
All right, Brad, thanks so much as always, and we'll enjoy the Belmont Stakes on Saturday.
Look forward to it.
All right, more coming up here on Monmouth Racing Today. Tired of standing in line to place a bet? Monmouth Park's mobile wagering platform eliminates lines and brings wagering directly to your mobile device. Sign up is simple, takes less than a minute, and can be done at any mutual teller. Simply deposit your daily bankroll and your mobile account is instantly created, allowing you to bet all day from the comfort of your picnic table, grandstand seat, or parterre. For more information, stop by any guest service or welcome center. And welcome back to the William Hill Race and Sports Bar. Monmouth Racing Today, Mike Curci, racing analyst Brian Skirka. Belmont Stakes weekend here at Monmouth Park. And, of course, a lot of excitement. Crank it up on Saturday. Let's first talk about the late pick 4. Who do you like in race number 9, Brian?
I'm going to go back to the Monmouth favorite, Raging Daou. He won the Salvatore Mile last year. 6 wins from 8 Monmouth Park starts. I'm going to chalk the last one up, just needing the race. Second off the layoff. Hopefully he's back to his top form. All
right, I'll take the 6 Be Bullish. Proven winner, getting class relief for our leading barn, David Jacobson. Race 10. I went with the 1 Skywalk, second star versus winners for a respected turf trainer. Lightly raced, lots of upside to me.
I'm going to go very playful here on the outside, hoping for maybe a little bit of a price here. His last 3 races have been very, very good. A repeat of those puts it right back in the mix.
Third leg of the pick 4, race 11. The 1 Sweet Southern Dame is the selection in my corner. Gets important class relief and adds blinkers. Who do you like?
Marion Eileen all the way on the outside. Paco Lopez aboard, looking to make it 2 for 2 this meet for Marion Eileen. It's going to have to step her game up a little bit, but I think she gets the right trip.
All right, lightly raced, but a lot of potential there. And in race 12, the 10 Puttyfoot on the outside. Tough to go against, working well for her 3-year-old debut. And who do you like?
I'm going to try a turf debut of Pride to be Wild, a full to Rainbow Air, who ran in a stakes race last week, and this one tries the turf for the first time. I think this race has a lot of speed in it. Hopefully we'll sit the right trip as well.
All right, any thoughts on the Belmont?
Tough. I can't wait to go. I'll be there, first of all. California Chrome, obviously, you know, the hearts of racing are rooting for him. I'm going to look at Wicked Strong maybe to run him down the last few strides.
All right, that's Brian Skirka. I'm Mike Curci. We'll be back with more after this. Everybody's going to Monmouth Park this weekend. It's a day of Irish music, dance, and a little blarney at the 44th Annual Irish Festival, Sunday, June 8th. This is fun. This is Monmouth Park. And that'll put a wrap on this week's edition of Monmouth Racing Today. Sunday is the Grade 2 Monmouth Stakes. Saturday, the Crank It Up. Live racing action right here. And you can watch and wager on the Belmont Stakes as California Chrome goes for the Triple Crown. We hope to see you then. So long, everybody.